Like I said, Andy's teaching is way beyond me, so what he asked Jesus and Kendrick to do their testimony tonight. So let's give a big hand for Jesus.
It's a paper that I wrote when I was in prison, and it was in my IFI program, and it's called my accountability paper, and it's taking responsibility and account for my crime. So I'll share with you guys. It starts with I chose to victimize others by committing the crimes of burglary and assault because I wanted to look like a tough guy. On November 18, 2005, at approximately 10:45, Mapleview police were advised by dispatch that an alarm had been triggered at ABC Bingo. Upon arrival, officers observed footprints in the snow and a television on the ground. When police were on the phone attempting to contact the manager, dispatch advised that there was an additional alarm detecting motion in the office. Officers obtained keys for the building, returned and set up a perimeter around the building. With the assistance of a K9, the subject was apprehended north of the building. The subject was wearing shoes with the sole pattern consistent with the prints in the snow near the ABC Bingo. On that night, I victimized my 3 victims, who were my 3 friends, by having them worry about my safety and others as well as theirs because they kind of knew that something was going on, that something was going to go down. It all started at the bar after drinking for hours when I overheard something being said. I eventually blew up and then made the decision to leave because I felt singled out like the black sheep. As I walked out into the cold, away from the bar, my girlfriend's mother and 2 friends tried to stop me. It only fueled the fire and made me more upset. So, as stubborn and hard-headed as I was, I started walking home. Even after the multiple attempts to stop me, on my way there, without thinking about the consequences, I broke into the bingo hall, where I made another victim, who happened to be the police officer. By him having to respond to a burglary in progress, not knowing what to expect, whether somebody may be there with a gun or if they are very dangerous or could put him in harm's way. I not only made the police officer a victim and the community by taking the time away from the cop when he could have been protecting them or saving a life that could have made a difference or made a difference in someone else's life. But because of my uncivilized actions, I not only stole from the building, but I also stole someone's dream from existing. Victimized the owner of the bingo hall by causing damage to his building and causing his insurance to increase. I also victimized the employees and their families because that probably put them out of work. While on July 15, 2009, at approximately 6:45, Austin police was dispatched to the Western Manor Apartments regarding an assault. This was another case that, for the reason that I went to prison. A female victim reported that the suspects broke into her apartment and committed an assault. While dispatch was talking to the female, the phone disconnected. Upon arrival, officers observed the victim with blood-soaked towel in her face. The victim was in her apartment when the subject, Nicole, and Nathan came into her apartment. Zanku asked for the victim's husband and started to yell and pull her into the hallway. The subject pushed her to the floor and Zanku started kicking and hitting her. The subject and Zanku followed her inside the apartment and continued assaulting her. When the victim was on the phone with the dispatch, the subject took her phone. The victim sustained a large bump and cut over her left eye, along with marks on her neck and arms. On that day, Brittany and her friend became victims because I wanted to look like a tough guy and show my friends that I had her back, even though it was none of my business. Again, the police officers and all the tenants and the building owner became victims because of my cowardly act. They were victims because I instilled fear in them. I made living uncomfortable. I created anxiety, and I caused emotional and financial ruin. I may have left a bad taste in their mouths towards Hispanic people or just people in general. People who they think are their friends, but our beliefs growing up were, I will show you that I'm tougher than you and I will show you better. I can tell you. I do what I want when I want. Loyalty is everything, and if you mess with one of mine, then I'm going to get you. All those false beliefs I have gotten from my father and the gang that I was affiliated with. My father was always trying to teach me to be tough and to never show any weakness under any circumstances. If I would come home and tell him that a guy was messing with me, he would go back out with me and make me point him out. Then he would make me fight him. He was creating a little monster. By me being big and bad, that was a badge of honor for him. He wanted me to be just like him and to be raised just like his father raised him. As far as gang goes, you had to be tough. Growing up, I used to see the gangs around my neighborhood and wanted to be like them. I admire their lifestyle and the things that they were doing and were about. I didn't know how much of an impact that it would have on my life later on down the line. My girlfriend was left alone with the kids to take care for them, feed them, send them to school, take them to the doctor when they were sick, and just all those things that a mother and a father are supposed to do together. So she was pregnant, so she had to go to the doctor alone. Everything that was instilled in me was negative and distorted. I didn't have any positive role models around me that had something I wanted to learn towards. If they were, I didn't pay any mind. Plus, the gang life seemed more interesting, fun, and full of life. I now am aware that everything that I was taught growing up was contrary and paraphernalia, that it holds no value. There is no ethical about it, and it only will cause me to hurt others and self, something that I am tired of doing and do not want to do ever again. My mind is made up that I want to live for God and take care of my family. I want to walk in integrity and be a positive person. I want to serve my community instead of taking from them. I want to build up instead of tearing down. I want to love instead of hate, and I want to share instead of being selfish. I would love to minister to gang members or other youngsters that have grown up with the struggles that I have grown up with and associate with some of the problems that I have. To open their eyes and just help them see the light and to let them know that they don't have to live the life that they've been living and that there's more to life than just partying and carrying guns. I want to let them know that there are people out there that cares, that everybody's not out there to get them or against them. It doesn't just limit young guys, but women too. Anyone that's a part of struggle and need help. Those are the ones that I want to help and reach out to. Those are the ones that I want to volunteer and spend my time with. I even want to volunteer my time taking care of animals because I have been very cruel to them with cockfighting and dogfighting. How would I like if someone threw me in a cage and made me fight all day while a bunch of drunk, money-hungry idiots were laughing and having a good time? I feel like they deserve my love and affection. Whatever I can do to restore the harm or make things right, I am willing to do. Mentoring, feeding homeless people at the soup line, picking up trash or whatever. Not only is it helping people, but it is helping me as well. Helping me to build character and to truly humble me. I am open for whatever God has stored for me, and I am ready to serve out His will. I hope someone has learned something from this testimony. God bless and much love. Jesus Christ.